Hey there, guys, and welcome to another Factorio Friday Facts discussion number 229, and I am joined again by Scarhoof this time.
Hello, everyone. Sorry I missed last week.
No worries, welcome back.
Yep.
So, this one is, I found it pretty interesting. The Taiwan report, if you recall, they went to a Taiwan game show a week or two ago, and then they also talked about lamp staggering. So, this entire first section is about the Taiwan game show. I'm going to try not to read through all of it, although I usually end up doing so anyway. So this is by Twinton, after a 14-hour flight, that's kind of ridiculous. Albert Kovarex and I, Twinton, came back from Taipei, but Jitka actually stayed and started her vacation there, which that's pretty cool. So she stayed there to explore things. They stayed there for 7 days, 2 days in the business area, 3 days in convention area, and 2 days of free time when they visited the city. So that's cool. They actually got some free time. In the business area, we met many potential business partners and got way too many business cards. We made some friends among the indie developers and tried out all kinds of fun, weird, interesting, and some bad indie games. You guys, when you go here, you can click on these links. These are actually this game that is a hyperlink for fun. I actually looked at it. It looks pretty cool. I may have to check it out. But also, on my screen, I'm going to go out of full screen mode to just show you in the business area. This is a screenshot from them. So they have Factorio shirts. I believe this is Twinson sitting here with Factorio up and some laptops. Pretty cool. Then, let's see.
I love how they're right next to a bunch of anime.
Yeah, yeah, I noticed that. I was like, it's just kind of split down the middle here. But,
and then past the anime is a Tyrannosaurus Rex.
Yeah. Nice combo.
Yep.
So the convention was very crowded. 350,000 visitors making their way through the fairly small convention hall. That's a lot. But he said he still enjoyed himself, and most of the stuff was in Chinese, but they got to try one AAA game, our booth. So I'm opening another link here. This is their booth, which is pretty cool. I really like that poster, where it's just like a huge image of a factory with their logo on it.
Yeah, those are really cool. They should totally sell those posters.
I would so buy one. Yeah, like definitely should sell those. Hopefully sometime in the future. And then, so in our booth was in the indie area, and they kind of show I'm showing another screenshot here, but then that's to try to game. So, but also many fans wanting to speak with us and congratulate us for making a great game. Andrew IRL, who lived there for a few years, invited us for dinner to the best restaurant in the city, and we were not disappointed. So that's really cool.
Yep.
That someone, when I click the name, it wants me to log into the forum, so I believe it's a forum user. That's really cool that they got to take the devs out to dinner. They all had a good time at the restaurant. But essentially, then to summarize this next paragraph is, Factorio is not really an easy game to demo because, it takes at least half an hour or so to actually understand what's even going on and to kind of get into a little bit of the meat of the game. But they said they had their trailers looping on the screen, and some subtitles for the gameplay trailer meant that people get to have a fair idea of, what the game's about and such. He said, most were leaving after the first level, but some were staying around and getting addicted and playing for multiple hours, which I think is funny. Yeah, you just go to a booth to try out a game, and then you just end up sitting there the entire conference. But they gave a few free Steam keys away, and it was a learning experience for them in regards to the UI and the traditional Chinese translation, since most of the people there were Chinese speaking. But the days were super exhausting. They spent a ton of time, or whenever they could, they were relaxing, and they spent 10 hours sleeping each day. But they had 2 more days to relax, which was awesome. And Twinson they split up, and Twinson went to the electronics market, which looks pretty interesting. It's just a ton of electronics stores, it looks like.
Yep.
Just a whole strip of it, which is pretty cool. And then to give credit where credit is due, they thank the Taipei Game Show for sponsoring our booth, and then Razer for lending us the laptops. There was no point really financially for them going. They didn't gain a ton of customers, but they kind of branched out and got to interact with indie game developers and other people they could be business partners with, and the fans, which is awesome. And then this is actually pretty exciting news. He says, since many of you mentioned PAX and some of us are interested in going there, we are trying to see if we can attend PAX East this year, April 5th through 8th. So you might have another opportunity to come and take selfies with some of the devs.
That's pretty awesome.
Do you know where PAX East is being held this year?
I don't, but I'm sure we could look it up.
I'd have to look it up, but yeah, so that's really cool. If they do end up going to that, that's something that would actually be a little more realistic for people in the US to go to see them. But yeah, so then they show a picture here, a group shot. So from left to right, Jitka, Albert, Twinson, and Kovrex in front of their poster, which I think is pretty cool.
Yep. And it is pronounced Taipei.
Taipei, right? You corrected me last time. I'm never going to remember that. I lived in
Taiwan for 2 years. I lived in the southern half of Taiwan. Taipei is actually in the northern area of Taiwan, but I did spend a decent amount of time in Taipei. It's really cool. Taiwan's just awesome. I love Taiwan.
Huh. Yeah, I don't really know much about it, but I mean, clearly I'm pronouncing it wrong. So, but yeah, so let's see. Lamp staggering. So now onto the gameplay stuff. So essentially in 0.15, the lamps would kind of stagger in regards to turning on, as it's shown in this little GIF down here, as they would turn on kind of like at different times and such, which I think was pretty cool. Mm-hmm. To kind of demonstrate, some parts may be darker or not, so the lights turn on later. But during the development of 0.16, Kovrex did some optimizations to the lights, which got rid of this staggering. So for most of the time in 0.16, they all just turned on at once. Which
I don't think I ever noticed that, but I love the lamp staggering. I always thought it was a nice little feature.
Yeah, I completely agree on both points. I never really noticed, but now that they are showing it, I think it's a really, really cool feature. Yeah, so also as simple, so they go in here somewhere about like explaining the optimizations they did. But anyway, so it's also obvious in this GIF. Anyway, there's a problem here that the lamps turn, we want the lamps to turn on correctly, but it needs to not basically undo all the optimizations. Okay, so to give a brief summary of the optimizations, the lamps no longer have to update themselves. The electric network just knows how many lamps are there. When it gets dark enough, the electric network knows that all the lamps will turn on. So it just multiplies the consumption of the lamp by how many there are. Which is good, because I do remember before these that if you were someone who had like thousands upon thousands of lamps in your map, it would actually start to create lag.
Yep, and as someone who puts down a liberal amount of lights, yeah, they can actually add up too. You can there's a section in the game kind of before you get to like large scale solar panels where you actually your lamps could affect how much electricity you have.
Yeah, it can get a bit out of control, which I'm sure you're familiar with. Your light placing.
I don't have a problem.
Nope, not at all. At least it's illuminated, right?
That's right.
But yeah, so it essentially kind of works similar to how solar panels, like accumulators, are optimized. So first we have to define two values. How dark is it when they start turning on, and how dark is it when they should all be turned on for the staggering. And this gives us a darkness interval where the staggering will take place. Then when a lamp is built, we assign it to a specific time in this interval at which it will turn on, and then also keep that value in a list in the electric network. This way the lamp will visually turn on at the same time as the electric network will know an additional lamp is consuming electricity. The result is unsurprisingly looks similar to how it was before, and the lamps don't turn on too late, which is awesome. Because also, yeah, in this second GIF here, like as it is now, I've seen a lot of complaints lately where the lamps turn on too late, so it's like really dark before they actually turn on, which I was actually kind of noticing myself. But yeah, so it's now fixed. So they say as a side benefit, now each lamp prototype can define its own interval, so it's easy to adjust for the intrepid modders out there, which is pretty cool. Could maybe do something with that. The other problem was also cleanly resolved alongside the staggering, so now the lamps turn on at a reasonable time once again. So this is going to be coming in 16.23, which will be out on Monday, which is awesome.
Yep. 2 days.
2 days, and we'll have fixed lamps. Now the only thing left is belt optimization. Or not optimization, well, optimization of the side loading. Yeah, which it started, man, I tell you, this, like, in my new factory I'm doing, this is just driving me nuts. The side loading not working and stuff, compression-wise.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I really hope they fix this. It's really starting to become frustrating and not fun. But hopefully, I think it will come, because they did say, like, last Friday Facts or the one before that they are planning to fix it before they declare 0.16 stable and done.
That's good.
Which is really nice. So, you have any other thoughts here?
Nope, nothing else.
All right, that'll do it. Interesting read, guys. You know, if you want to come follow all these links they post, they're pretty interesting. Then you can come check this out. Link in description as always. We'd love to hear your thoughts down below. But until next time, we will see you later.